What's up, everybody? Oh, there he is. He's made it.
I made it.
What's up, dude?
I made it. They actually had everything ready for me. I didn't even, my check-in was literally, they met me at the door and handed me my key, so it worked out perfectly.
Amazing.
Hopefully I don't have a bad echo in here in the room, but, you know.
It's not so bad.
All right, good.
It's not so bad. All right, dude, we got a jam-packed, lots of things to talk about.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Lots of business. Before we get to our guest, very special guest today to talk about this week's episode. But, all right, so let's get into it. We had some amazing interviews coming up.
Yeah.
And one in particular, I don't know if you guys got your latest edition of Paranormal News, if I got delivered. Did you get the latest edition of Paranormal News, John?
I did not get it, but I'm planning on it.
Oh, boy, the hottest thing in Paranormal News. So,
Here
I mean,
it
look,
is.
I don't know if you're listening.
15 cents.
15 cents for the Paranormal News. But it's look, everybody that's interested in this space has probably heard one way or another about what's going on with the Conjuring House. And Jason Hawes is taking a lead in, if you don't know who Jason Hawes is, he's one of the guys, the original Ghost Hunters, the TV show, probably spawned the whole thing of why everybody does paranormal on social media. One of the first guys to ever do it. He is doing a GoFundMe to help buy the house at the request of one of the former residents and the family that owned it, Andrea Perron. And we were fortunate enough, John and I, to interview Andrea this week. We are going to drop that interview on Tuesday. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I think you guys are going to love it. She is an incredible guest. I'm going to give you a little taste of it here in a second. But this GoFundMe is real, and she believes in it. She wants the house. First of all, dude, I said this to her, right? I can't believe that she gives a shit about this house after being haunted in it for 10 years.
Especially the fact that she doesn't investigate, she doesn't document, she doesn't do anything like that. You know, she's more of
She's seen it all.
And
she's
and
been
all
there,
that.
dude.
Yeah, she's been there.
She's seen it all.
So it is, and guys, we had to ask, why do you want to save this place? Why? Like, what's the reason? And she explained it to us.
She's got a great reason. Anyway, she loves it. Listen, the interview we do with Andrea is not about the differences between the movie and how she lived it. You can find that everywhere. There's a lot of wonderful interviews out there and podcasts that have done that interview. And she wrote 3 fucking books about it. So buy the books. Also, links to those books in our link tree in Splintered Spirits. Now,
Same with the GoFundMe as well.
Same with the GoFundMe. And here's the thing, guys, of this. Yes, we're dropping it on Tuesday, but here's a little secret. If you want to see it now, you can. You can, if you're watching us on YouTube or Spotify, you can sign up and be a member, and you can get advanced episodes, and you can watch them ahead of the drop. Will we, of course, always be giving them away on Tuesdays? Yes. But if you want to watch ahead, you can. And since we just started this, you're not just going to get the Andrea Perron episode. I've also made available the upcoming Mike Dorsey episode. If you don't know who Mike is the executive producer of Ghost Hunters House Calls. He works with Zach Baggins a lot. He also has a brand new Ted Bundy documentary on Fox Nation. He's just, really talking about how they film these TV shows. And I've also given you another episode in advance that you can have.
That's 3 episodes.
3 episodes. This in Paranormal News. 3 episodes. And that episode is with Steve Parsons. Steve Parsons is a UK ghost hunter. Been doing it for 45 years. Unbelievably credible. He wrote this book, Ghostology. I don't know if it's in focus or if it's backwards, but he wrote this book. It is, I mean, honestly, if you're watching us here and you're an investigator or you fancy yourself one and you haven't read that book, just quit. Just quit. Or wear a shirt that says you're a fraud. Because this guy is great. And that was a great interview as well. Yeah. So listen, all right, the Spotify membership it's a couple bucks, and it's a couple bucks less than YouTube. Why? Well, because you don't get as much on Spotify. You just get the advanced episode. On YouTube, it's a little bit more. Why? Why is it more? Because you get sub-only chats. You get special stickers and badges, which the kids love. So it's all different, right? So we can spot you faster. We can do it. You can donate. But they're there. They're ready for you to listen. Let me just give you now a little taste. I want to share with you a piece of the interview with Andrea, just so you can see the kind of woman she is. Just a clip that I made from that interview, which I think is going to blow your minds a little bit. I mean, it really sums her up in a nutshell. I mean, she's so wild and so strong in what she's going through. Because, by the way, guys, she's got cancer and she's still killing. I mean, she's just, her attitude in life is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh, let me open this. We do this like this. Yeah, we get that open, and then we do a share screen. That's right. I think we figured this out last time. And we do that, and we pop this window, and we say share audio.
It's only an extra 5 cents.
Only an extra 5. For an extra 5 cents, you can get the paranormal news. All right, here we go. Let's see. Share. Let's see. All right, can everybody see that? You can see that, right? All right, let me press play on this.
No, I think that I'm supposed to have this cancer so that I can heal from this cancer, so that I can write a book and tell other people how to heal from cancer. I think that that's exactly what's happening, and that it's part of my mission, it's part of my journey, and I embrace it. I embrace it not as a perversion. Because of this cancer, we're going to get the farmhouse back, and we're going to save that farmhouse. And I am so deeply grateful, and I am so humbled, and I can't even tell you the outreach for me, which would be my greatest legacy. It would be my greatest legacy to be any part of a pivotal part of changing the outcome and the history of this house.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to drop that clip online tomorrow, but I just want to give you guys a taste of it here now.
I tell you, everybody that just heard that, you can't pay for those effects, by the way. That's completely natural. That's completely natural, by the way. If everybody heard that the way I heard it, it was like you were watching it from another interdimensional portal.
Oh, what? Were you getting an audio loop?
Big time. Yeah. But it was cool sounding. I don't know
how that is. Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that. But look, you'll get an idea.
It's a teaser, so they just got
to tease me. There won't be audio. But look, the point is, we have this is a legend in this paranormal space, Andrea Perron. She has been through it. One of right now, the most famous haunting thing you can probably deal with is The Conjuring. She lived through it. She was kind enough to share her story with us. And really, it's about how a person copes with that, processes what happened, and then survives it. And that's kind of the angle we took, because that's what interests me. Like, how do you live in a place and be like abused by ghosts for 10 years and then still be happy about it and still be sharp-witted and still love your family and still, not, I mean, I told her straight, like you said, John, I told her straight up, I would have burned that place to the ground. I don't want anything to do with it. Or I'd want to give that house to a couple of a-holes I know.
Yeah.
Instead.
Well, that's the thing. We when she agreed to do the interview, both me and Gary were like, yeah, we're not doing what everybody else has done. We've heard she's answered the same questions over and over and over on all these other interviews, which are all great, by the way. And we watched them all.
Yeah, they're awesome. There's plenty of people who covered it really well.
Yeah, and so if you're up to date with everything, this is going to be like, oh, wow, like this is really cool. Just getting her feedback on things. And it was one of those interviews where we all just were, I mean, I don't know. It was like, we've known each other for years type deal, the way we were talking to each other.
She's wonderful. I got to tell you, this woman... And she's been texting me all day. She wants to help us and hook us up with, she's plugged in everybody. Yeah. I don't know, man. It was a really great vibe. She has a really great energy. And while I don't have a dog in this race for this house, I certainly want her to have what she wants. So please go to the link tree in my bio, in the Splintered Spirits 100%. Bio, anywhere. And you'll see a picture of her. It is a direct link to this GoFundMe. If everybody in this audience, I mean, John, if you have 1 million followers, everybody gave 50 cents, they could buy 2 of these houses. I mean, it's not a lot. So we're going to push for her while we can push for her. and try to make it happen, right?
Mhm.
All
Very
right,
true.
chat. So listen, let's get into the business of the week too here, because I hope did everyone watch the reading? Because I dropped that reading that
So
Cathy
Gary, real
Nadal
quick,
gave me.
let's
Yeah,
let's refresh everybody on that reading.
yeah,
It happened a while ago. Even I need a refresher.
sure.
So what was the gist
Well,
of your reading with Cathy, who's
well,
amazing, by the way? If you haven't checked her out yet, please do.
oh yeah, Cathy Nadal is a fan of the show. First of all, Cathy Nadal, just as a side point, now I can never get another reading from anybody, right? Because now that I've published this, I'm not going to trust anybody else that they didn't see this. And she was so thorough about the things that could matter to me that it's, what else could somebody say that could do it? So she's my psychic, right? Cathy Nadal. I mean, I want to meet other psychics, and I want to hear what they have to say, and I'm a fan of them, but I couldn't possibly get a reading from one and not be worried that they just listened to this. So the thing about this reading was, I lost my brother several years ago, and it seemed like that she was getting a lot of vibes from him coming through. First, the reading starts out with like some old woman who could have been associated with my wife, and it was like she was dominating the scene, but then it started to push through like this big personality, which it sort of started to feel like it could have been my brother, John. So she said a lot of stuff in there that I was unsure of at the time. So I had to bring in, we're going to bring in someone else who knew my brother very well in a moment as a special guest, because I had her listen and see if she could read it. I'll tell you when she's in. She's not in yet. She'll be joining us soon. But that's the gist of it, man. Like, it's wild, some of that stuff. And I can tell you, even my mother got into it, right? So she said, she brought up the number 17 on a jersey. And my mother says that number 17 is my mother's father's birthday. And they were, my grandfather and John were somewhat, they had a relationship and close. And then there was a dog or something, and my brother loved his ex-girlfriend's dog. So there could have been something there with that, right? So it's like, I don't know, dude. It's nuts. So, but she got real specific, and if you watch, she got real specific. She knew some things about like he was watching my kids, and he said things that were definitely not online at the time, about my kids, which is, whoo-hoo.
I think the most wild thing, what I do remember from all of that, and this is how powerful it is, because you guys know my brain. I believe she's the one that said that you were away.
Oh, you just froze up for a second.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're there. Go.
Okay.
What you just said, repeat that.
I believe she was the one that said that you were away when he passed. That you were traveling.
That was the
when I heard her say that, I was like, there is no way.
There's no way. I mean,
There's no way. No way. Nobody would have known that.
I do for the life of me. And I started digging, and I
there's
started
nothing.
looking at,
there's no way.
So
it's so wild. Anyway.
I had
to point that out. That was like
that was the turning point. But that was the real turning point.
What led us to this point, right? Why we're so like on this.
Big fan.
And that's what made me go, okay, you know what? This, on top of other things, this woman has an ability that she's sharing with us, and now we're gonna dive into exactly what she was saying.
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So let's look at the chat real quick before our guest joins us here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. We've been talking a lot of business about the paranormal news.
The paranormal news.
The news, yes, it's in. It's all the news that's fit to print. The Conjuring House is up for sale.
Who's gonna get it?
I don't know, but there's a couple of people in the running. And we're trying to do our part. Do your part for the war effort. Give your part to the war effort. Click that GoFundMe and donate.
And if you can't donate, make sure you share it.
If you can't, share away. If you can't donate, share. All that's fit to print. Be a good American. Save the Conjuring House.
Oh, that's funny.
But good for her, man. I want to help her out. So yeah,
honestly,
go click that
definitely.
GoFundMe. That's what you missed, guys. That's what you missed. All right, so our guest is here, and our guest today is none other than my sister, Your mother, you know her.
Oh, I know her.
Cathy Santa. Let's say hello.
There she is.
There she is.
Hello, my loves.
Hello.
Hello.
My two loves.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, Mom.
Yes.
Hi, sweetheart. How are
Hello,
you?
Mother.
Hello, my little sweetheart.
Look what you have bore.
I know. He's so awesome.
Isn't it funny? Like, did you ever think that in a million years that we would be doing a podcast talking about ghosts?
Can I tell you, I blame myself because I think it's like all of those little juice boxes with Slimer on them that he drinks.
Ecto Cooler. I talk about Ecto Cooler all the time. Ecto Cooler. It's the best.
And he had like every creature from like Ghostbusters and the little party wagon thing and oh my gosh. I blame myself. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's awesome. I have an awesome son. The awesomest.
Oh my God, that's funny. That is really funny.
But I do blame myself.
We got the chat here saying, what a young looking mom.
Oh,
They can't even believe it.
Yeah, you should see my mom.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My
That's
mom is
great.
of youth.
That's a grandma right there. Looking at a grandma, by the way.
Stop it. Don't start, Gary. Don't even start.
All right. Hey, so we brought you on because that's the first time you ever heard that full reading. You heard it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize when Cathy was giving you the reading, first of all, she's awesome.
I was texting you. That's why, so you
me,
couldn't
but
hear
I
it.
didn't realize that she was live on there. I thought it was like after you were looking at something after. I didn't realize it, and I was like, "Oh my God, Gary, that's our brother." You know, right when she said he was out of the country, and there is no way on God's
I can't figure it out.
that
Like, yeah,
anybody could have ever known that. There's just no way. But
there's no way. That one was weird.
There's no way.
That was the one.
There's a lot of other things too. Some things I just did not, didn't.
There's some things in there I don't know either.
Yeah.
But she brought up some names and some letters. Can you what stuck out to you, or things that were questioned, or that I was questioning during it, that you might be able to shed some light on?
I made notes.
Okay, good. Now I want to hear it. Yeah.
Because I'm old.
I can't remember it.
Telling
We all have to
I
make
don't remember
notes.
anything.
Okay, wait.
That's all right. We got an old crowd. Wow, you're getting a lot of love here, Kat.
Aw.
A lot of young mom.
All the meows. Love you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I wrote down I can't speak to, the woman that came through for your wife.
Yeah.
No clue.
No one can.
Totally
That's
clueless. I didn't get it. The only thing was like the hair thing. My grandmother was a hairdresser forever, and she never left the house without lipstick. So, first I thought that, but then she was more leaning towards, her side of the family. I said, that's not for us. So Someday somebody will figure that out.
Right.
Another thing, not regarding our brother, but that stuck out to me was when she was talking about like your timeline. And, I can't speak to your own personal shifts and how you felt about things, but I thought about, your father passed away, like in 2016, right? And I thought,
I don't remember. I really don't. I'm terrible about it.
I'm just saying, I think, sometimes you don't know, things affect people, whatever. I know mine did too. And we have the most awesome stepdad in the whole world. So
right, but let me tell you a story about, like, people are gonna think I'm horrible. You ready for this? This is a pretty horrible story.
Don't say anything horrible.
I am. I'm gonna say something horrible. So
It's
there
his
was
right.
a point.
It's his right to
point.
say it.
Listen, Katie, the wife and I had tickets to see Lollapalooza in Chicago one year, right? Me and Katie, we were going to Chicago to see Lollapalooza. I got friends out there, and we were gonna go see it. And I get a call that my father was in a coma. This is years before he died. So I'm like, well, I got tickets to the show, right? Like,
Don't die during Lollapalooza.
so I didn't tell Katie, because my wife would have made me go to the hospital. But like, what is this, like a fucking movie? Or am I going to sit there and read a story to him, and he's going to wake up miraculously because of my voice? So I'm going to go to the show, and on Saturday night or Sunday,
so bad.
I said to Katie, that's what I told her, and I said,
I'm going to tell my kids.
listen,
All you.
because now we're in Chicago, we're close to the East Coast, and I said, listen, I might have to go from here to New York.
Oh my God, you're so
And
bad.
she was so mad at me. And I was like, well, we had a great weekend. It would have ruined the whole weekend. Was he going to wake? I'm not like, is this Velvet Tones are going to wake everybody up? Like he's going to wake you up from a coma? But look, he came out of the coma and he was just fine for a couple more years. But it was like, I wasn't,
Yeah.
it just wasn't going to happen. It just didn't make any sense.
What do we say to the God of death? Not
Right,
not
right.
today.
Not today. It was like, what am I going to
today.
do? What am I going to do there?
Yeah.
And it would have been it would have been performative.
Stop it. You would have been a loving presence.
Well, yes, I'm a loving presence in every room I walk into, but it's like I would have been, but it would not have cured the sick. I don't believe I have the ability to cure
How
the
do you
ill.
know until you
You
try,
don't know.
Gary? How do
don't know.
you know until you try?
All right, but anyway, all right. So you're saying you think that could have been a thing?
I don't know. I'm just saying it was a quick blip in my head. I was like, just going through things, because sometimes when you get a reading or something like that, it doesn't make sense until after, and you're like, oh my gosh. So like John, okay. And my brother, it's like the initials JS. She kept saying JS. I said, well, that's my husband too. The significance with the bridge that I kept thinking maybe that's nobody knew where he was right before the accident. And when she said George Washington Bridge and the part about where he died, it's like, that could have been him trying to tell us where he was beforehand.
Was there beforehand? Was there a bridge there, or was it underpass?
Well, not right
no?
there, not right there, but coming from, it was like, where it was around, but who knows? I don't know. But the bridge thing, he worked on bridges. He was a teamster.
That's what I said.
He used to say, "Oh, I'm building bridges," and he drove the arrow trucks, and he loved it. He was like, he loved it. He was.
Hey, did you figure? Don't say who it was here, but did you figure out who I bleeped out? I was talking about who I bleeped out in the thing. Don't say who it is.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, tell me after. We can't tell everybody because it'd be mean, but it's it.
No, the part with, she described him because that's how he would come through, that restless energy and always going, and the protector. He was fierce protector, fiercely loyal. Family is everything.
Yeah.
He'd maybe show up like 3 hours late on a holiday. He'd walk in like the Hallelujah chorus was playing behind him.
Yeah.
And it was just like, he's this big booming presence. And
that's true.
It was like in the Defender. When I was, when we were kids and teenagers and stuff, he wouldn't let me go out with any of his friends. He was like, no, you can't be near my sister. He was like, that was him.
Right.
October. Oh my God. It was like your birthday.
Well, that's my birthday, right? That's the one that's like, but that could be found. Like that was the only one where it's like
found if you did like a series.
That could be found.
That's even right. That could be found. So we'll give.
But I tend to believe now that I know Cathy and have seen the rest of it. I don't believe she looked. I truly don't believe she looked.
I don't believe it. And you know what?
Yeah, I think she found. Yeah.
If she did, which I don't believe she did, there's like precious nothing about you anywhere.
No, I keep it real. And by the way, people don't realize between the time I set that up and had that call with her was a couple days. Mm-hmm. It was only a couple days. For her to have done a massive amount of research on it would have been,
and got a life,
Yeah, right. She's got a life.
Like, let me look up this one.
Yeah, right. She's like, this guy's not paying me. This podcast ain't shit. I don't know who these people are. I'm not I don't need to try hard. I'll do him a favor. Which she did. So yeah.
She did. She's awesome. I really like her. I like her. Everything about her, I really love.
Yeah, she's cool.
Anyway, the whole part with out of the country, there's no way that she could have ever known that. The boy on the swing. Oh my gosh.
So that hit a nerve.
That is you. Because not only did Grandpa, our grandmother's husband, you were so little, but he would swing you. He used to swing us hours on the swing. But Mommy used to make me and our brother take you to the swings so she'd get rid of all of us out of her hair while she was busy cleaning the house, and we'd make huge messes. And we would be in the swings with you, pushing you on the swings for, oh my gosh, for like hours. So for me and him, that was like, he's swing boy. 17 17 is also not only our grandfather, our grandmother's husband, who he loved. He was like a father to him, but also our stepdad, who he adored. And
That is
the
true.
plumbing issue
That's
at
right.
that time, and this is the funny part that freaked me out a little bit.
Okay.
Plumbing issue, right? You know, the whole number.
She was big on that plumbing issue. She
Well,
kept
she
that.
was. And I was like, what is she talking about? But right around that time, I keep thinking it was when you aired it, but no, she was getting a reading from then. Mommy, they had this huge plumbing thing. It was like this biggest thing, and it was all about doing it the right way, and it was a huge, big deal. They had to go through.
Where? Where was this?
In the bathroom, in their bedroom. They had to redo the whole bathroom. So I think he was watching, and he knew. That's what I got out of it, because it was like after with the.
Oh, you mean that? You mean recent? You mean recent?
Oh, yeah,
I didn't even
That's
think
right.
of it.
They recently redid the bathroom bedroom.
And she was 12, and she specifically
That was
said
very recent.
some of these things are right. Some of these things Spirit is going to be looking at now, not just you know, I'm not reading your past or whatever. This is whatever they're telling me. So to me, I was like,
oh, man.
That's the 17 and the plumbing. I was like, she's talking about, you know, our dad there. He's I know what she's talking about. Obviously, the Mary or Marie was like, okay, there's mommy.
There's a ton of those. Yeah, that's hard.
Easy.
Sure, it's hard to narrow down.
The dog.
Well, mom thinks the dog was Gail's dog.
No.
Oh.
It may be. She may have that one too, but Gail's dog was white.
Yeah.
Yes, and I will tell you what freaked me out when I talk to John all the time, and when I had put my one dog down, and then the second one, I told them to go find him. And I told before when I was, you know, in the vet, and we were putting them down. Of course, I'm sobbing and brokenhearted, and I told them, go find my brother. You know, he'll take care of you. Go find my brother. And when she said he's got this little dark dog, it was like sort of black but sort of brown. Was
that Amy? You talking about Amy?
Yes, it was Amy.
Amy.
Stella was the brown one.
Yeah. So, Amy was the darker one. Yeah.
I was like sobbing. I was like, he's saying that he heard it and he got her.
When was that?
I don't know.
A couple years ago?
I can get up and go find I have their little
ashes. No, that's all right. But what was it, a couple years ago?
Yeah.
At least 4 years ago. It was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
2018?
It was during COVID because there was lockdown.
Oh, okay. 2019, 2020. Yeah.
Okay. So then this is the other thing about your wife, Gary.
Great.
I know. When she was talking about, this is what I was thinking. When because of COVID and she was having all the issues and stuff, I was thinking when she was saying about, you know, everything that she said about who's going back and forth to the doctor, whoever this woman is that's watching over her was acknowledging that she was going back and forth to the doctor, that couldn't figure out what was wrong. She was having all these issues. So whatever little guardian angel she's got watching out for her saw and knew what she was going through.
Maybe, but we didn't, to be honest, but we didn't hit the doctors a lot during that when she was sick with COVID.
No, but it doesn't have
We were
to
like on lockdown for a month.
Right, but it doesn't have to be then either. It could be after when she was trying to figure out what's going on. But anyway,
that's possible. That's possible. That is an option.
The whole thing with, I don't know if the T name, I can
what was it, Tom? What did they say,
Tim.
Tom or Tim?
Tim.
Do you know?
Was his best friend.
His best friend, right? That's what you said to me when you texted me.
I'm not going to go into that story because it's a really sad story. And it's connected to so many things that I can't say, that I won't say right now. But
some people think you guys look alike in the chat, by the way. We're getting a lot of they look. You guys see it.
I'll tell you a funny story. But
you got to knock your tooth out, though, Cathy.
You got to knock the tooth out, then you look just like...
Knock the tooth out, then you'll be identical twins.
She's going to tell you the story about when I did the Christmas Carol, and I put a wig on, and I look just like my mother.
Well, there you go.
I'll sum it up before she goes on a long-winded rant about it. It was that simple. I played the Ghost of Christmas Present.
He was the scariest Ghost of Christmas Present, which is so fitting for him. But he looked. People thought it was me. Yeah.
That's funny.
No,
all right, sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I want to acknowledge the chat every now and again on these lives. Make sure they
Hi,
know that we're
Cathy.
there for them.
Hello, meows. Hello, meows. Okay.
All right, so go ahead. So right, so where'd you leave off? You're talking about the doctors.
Right.
That could be the thing.
Well, that was just that. The whole part with what's it? Oh, to me, I got it probably maybe before you. When you were texting me about the weather vane in the barn and the water, I'm like, he's watching over your kids.
Well, yes, I knew that. Yes,
like,
for sure.
My goodness, I sensed that because that would be so him, you know.
Yeah. Well, the water was freakier than the barn because because at the time, remember, this is my first time sitting with her, so she brings up the barn, and I had posted pictures. I did now. First of all, my personal account is private,
right?
So online, so you can't see it, so no one can see it. But I had posted pictures of my kid on a horse, in school.
Right.
So that was like, well, maybe that's a possibility. Maybe there's access to that, but the water I had not.
Right.
And that's a big part. Like that was brand new at the time, and it's a lot of water and a lot of time in the water. So it's
just to stress this, let me stress this point with the whole watching over and all this. I growing up I spoke to probably Uncle John more than like everybody, just because of the fact that I was always bumping into him. I think a lot of the times he was following me around or checking where I was. He really, I'm talking about hanging out at friend's house. He would show up, at the pizzeria. He would show up, he was just always there. And there were so many times where I was like, all right, he's got to be watching me. He's got to be seeing what I'm doing. Cause I was into some wild stuff, hanging out 100%. So that's him. That's what he would do. He was definitely just that protector, that watcher, that, strong overall presence. And I can attest to that. It wasn't like, family says, oh yeah, they're this. No. This is the way this man was. Like would drop everything he is doing just to make sure that A, B, and C is done. And A, B, and C was his family. So he was like that. Yeah. So anyway, I had to just, throw that in there. Stress that point since we're talking about this now.
It's definitely true.
Keep going. Okay. This is good stuff.
These are my notes. So the part
good notes.
About the battling religion, I agree with what you said. I mean, me and John took you to the church with a candle. You were like 5 years old and we had you baptized. But
we got stuck.
I also think
secret baptisms.
The secret baptisms getting here now.
This just in paranormal news. Boy is kidnapped by mother for a secret baptism in the Catholic Church.
I know. So funny. But
so insane.
He battled with a lot of stuff, and there was one point where I know within himself, and I know this because he wrote a letter, and Mommy has it, with him battling in his own self about God and his faith, and he felt like he was up on some mountain and he found God. And to me, that was very significant for that. I know what you believe or you don't believe, but this is my own feeling. So there you go with that. When she was talking about the tattoos and like Danzig and the Misfits and the skull and the whole thing, I was like, oh my gosh, the images. And she talked about an angel, I think. I was like, yes, because he was sleeved. He had like heaven and hell. And the whole back thing. I think you both have the back thing, but his was.
I have like an angel up here.
Okay, and the tattoo place was quite the famous one, and this guy. He had so many friends that he hung out with that were like celebrity people and friends, and the skull. I don't know if I can even say it on here. Can I? No, about the
what?
Yeah.
The Hell's Angels?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why can't you say it?
Why can't you say it? You can talk about all that. It's fine.
Okay, and they were.
He's dead, dude. You can talk about his tattoos.
Yeah.
Right, and they were very. He had dear friends, and was always with them, and they were awesome. The most.
Well, his funeral was in a way, if you remember how hilarious it was, where you saw leather cuts on one side, and then you saw like the Goodfellas bowling shirts on the other.
Remember, but I remember we went to help him move one time, and poor Richard, he picked up John and his two of his little Hell's Angels friends and help him move. And he gets these big guys get in the car, and they're like teddy bears, and they're so sweet and so awesome. And like they helped him do all this stuff. But the skull on the gas tank, is like that's their thing, So anyway, that's what I thought of those awesome guys.
Right.
So
he also had skulls adorning everything. If you don't remember, his toolboxes, his guitars. I mean,
well, yeah,
they were everywhere.
The skull thing at that time, though.
It was
let's
big.
face it. Look, dude, I got skulls. We got fucking skulls everywhere. Like everything is skulls, dude. I got a goddamn skull on my iPad, on my earpod case.
Oh my gosh, I love skulls. Can I tell you why I love them, skulls and skeletons? Because total different perspective from an art perspective. I think they're like an armature, like God's armature, and he creates all of these people, and to me they're beautiful. I look at them, they don't scare me. They're like, wow, that's amazing. Underneath of everybody is different because of the armature.
Yeah, that's the same. I'm pretty sure I heard Jeffrey Dahmer and Ed Gein say that, and as they made bowls out of their skulls.
I'm like Psycho, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right up there with them. You're right up there with the psychos.
This just in.
People who love skulls are psychopaths.
If Charlie
don't look at Mama Santa's fridge.
I know. Come over for dinner.
Look at all my collectibles.
A new cookbook by Mama Santa.
Made from real puppy skulls. We're breaking out the good china this Thanksgiving.
The spode's coming out.
Oh my God.
All right, let's see.
But we all love skull. Like anybody who likes rock and roll or something has a thing for skulls, right?
Italian in you, the whole memento mori. It's like it's not a scary thing. It's sort of a respectful thing. I don't know.
But he had a lot of the classic. But he had a lot of a lot of the classic, almost cliche symbol tattoos, right? The angel and the panther claw, and I don't think the barbed wire thing was his generation. I think he just missed it. But if it was, he would have had it.
He would have.
You know what I mean? If it 10 years later, that he would have had a barbed wire tattoo, like one of those guys.
He would have.
There wasn't a lot of originality artwork in the tattoos he chose.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be real.
No, and the artists who did them too were pretty cool for that genre of what they did. They were like the best of the best too.
Yeah, sure. I used to go to Joe's in Mount Vernon.
It was fun. Yeah, but they were fun. So anyway, that's most of my notes.
That's good stuff, man. That's wild. I didn't know a couple of those things, and that's really good connection, right? You forget about. And it's so stupid that I didn't put the JS initials together. It's like in the moment you don't realize like how many JS initials we have in the.
I know it's like hello.
You just don't see it.
I know.
It's pretty wild though, right?
Yeah.
That's something. Look, guys, like Cathy Nadal. Again, you can go into the link tree in the Splintered Spirits bio. You should get a reading from her. I mean, it's good. It's a different kind of thing, and it's the way she approaches it. And I don't know, maybe it'll hit you in a way that. But and you know what she's great about? She's always says, "Give it a minute." Think about it.
What I like about her is that she doesn't fish. She's not like throwing things out and fishing, because there's a lot of slimy charlatan people that they're just, come on, it's not real. It's
vagueness, as we've learned. It's called clear vagueness.
That's a good one, clear vagueness. But
Walmart
and
meetings,
Yeah, and she's not. She's, you could tell she's coming from a place of respect. Number one, which I really like, which is also the reason I'm proud of you with what you do with even in the cemeteries, cleaning the gravestones. It's a huge respectful way that you go about it, and you should be proud of yourself with that too. But yeah, I liked her. I like the way she goes about it. I like how she puts it out there, and she doesn't fish. It's like, this is what they're telling me. This is what I'm seeing. This is the way I'm seeing it. And, take it, write it down, and chew on it later.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what's wild too, right?
Yeah.
Like she said that. Like, You're probably not going to know it now. Think about it. Let's see if anything comes to you. Talk to people. See what's up. But yeah, so that episode, guys, we just redropped it with video. It's almost like 3 times as long as the original that I dropped. But it's up there on wherever podcasts are. You can watch it. It's a good one. Really get to know her and see what she does. And again, get yourself reading. Cathy, thank you for jumping in.
It was
Thanks,
fun.
Yeah.
You guys.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, I love you both.
I love you too.
Love you too.
Love you, Mia.
Well, let me say goodbye to you and go about your day. I will talk to you later.
Yeah.
Later, Mom.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.
Can you disconnect me?
I can. It's the awkward part of all video conference calls when everyone's looking for the hang up button.
Yeah. Take out.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
So that's pretty wild. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
She pointed out a couple extra things. It's you didn't know about it, but it's just a good episode for people to check out. And it's I'm slowly redropping there's 3 Cathy episodes. So hopefully we've got so many episodes now, like it's crazy, but hopefully by the end of the year, I think all 3 will be out. Will be redropped with video for everyone to see. And they're fun ones because she really calls out some stuff. Except for you, it was about the spirits that are around you that bombard and block her from getting in.
Well, that's the thing.
We need new access.
It was so wild. Like, and she was adamant that this was my past when I was a teenager, like all this stuff. And for whatever reason, that's how it was coming across to her, right? But as she's saying it, I'm like, wow, I'm not going to say it yet, but wow, she's talking about this place. She's talking about this place. She's talking about this place. She's bringing up this. I'm like, that's...
She really called it. But it's like to see my sister do that and say and point out, I didn't know about the swings. I was too little for that.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't even around yet.
And I didn't connect the plumbing thing, which was a big, nag fest and story, to hear about. But that could have been that too, right? I mean, it could have been. I can't think of another plumbing thing, and that's recent if he's watching. That's wild. She's so good. She's so creepy.
Yeah.
It's just so weird, dude.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It would make sense.
This in ghost brother of the ghost brother of someone's watching over him and his children.
Yeah. I mean,
keeping
listen,
tabs on you at all times.
Yeah, all times. Listen, it makes sense with his personality and the way he is, right? Like it just does. Like it's not like a part of me knew that if Cathy was legit, this would have happened. This was going to get brought up. He's a major death for the both of us, right? He's someone that, I still, dude, I don't know if this happens to you, but there are times like on Christmas, I sometimes catch myself going, oh, where the hell's Uncle John? Because of how late he always was to things. And then it's like, oh, that's right. He's dead, like you just, it's like, so like, it makes sense. If she wasn't legit, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Let's just put it that way. Right? I mean, it's so true, and it was wild.
It's a good one. It's a good one, and you guys can all hear that full reading now.
And
where are you, dude? Where are you?
So right now, I'm at the cottage. I'm actually in one of the cottage rooms currently, and I'm about.
This is in Sleepy Hollow.
This is in Sleepy Hollow. Yep. And I'm gonna head out to the
spooky season.
It is spooky.
What's the
season.
city like? What is the city like? That town like right now? It's got to be going a little crazy.
All headless horsemen. Sure. There's just headless horseman stuff everywhere. It's very.
Do you think the kids growing up in Sleepy Hollow, if they decide to be the headless horseman for Halloween, they get picked on? It's like, well, so unoriginal, Jim.
Yeah, right. I don't know. That's the question.
I mean, or do they have to do it, or like, is it just?
I also think that this day and age, half of those kids don't even realize. Like the legend status of that. To them, it's probably like,
it's the only American monster, dude. It's the only American monster.
It's the original American monster, dude. 100%.
The original American monster.
Yeah, and it's pretty wild. But going back to Cathy, if you take out everything that happened, everything, like we're talking about, she never gave us readings. She never said this. She never said that, and we just took her and we put her in the fireplace room. and that's the third episode that you're gonna release, right?
Yeah.
That episode is just like, I mean, she pegged Edward, you know,
Yeah.
like
She
got
can
him.
feel ghosts, man.
Yeah, like got him. Like
She
knew,
feels
like,
ghosts.
hey, you know. So that was wild in itself. Right when she started giving details, and don't get me wrong, you could research these details. You could if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah, but dude, to know the stuff.
That yes.
Hold on. To know the stuff about your videos, you have 2,000 videos, and it was, and by the way, again, between my reading with her and then booking you at that moment was like 2 days.
2 days.
3
There's
days.
no way she would have been able to cram all that research. And
I met her first before I even said who my partner was to say we're doing this thing. So she didn't know.
And
this
this
wasn't launched yet.
Yeah. And even if she did, let's say that, like, you know, she was able to fit whatever. You can't, you know, when you sign on and you go on TikTok and you watch my videos, you know, what isn't screaming at you in the face isn't Edward. It's not the undisclosed location. It's the headstone cleaning and the cemetery walks. And at that time,
she didn't know. She didn't know any of it, dude.
She
didn't know any of it. We didn't have the podcast when we recorded those.
Yeah,
we were putting episodes in the can before.
That's right. That's right. We were all pre-production. Yeah, we were all in the pre-parts of it all.
Yeah, we didn't launch yet. We didn't launch till February, so these were prior to that. And then we had them in the can, and then we dropped them.
Then we dropped them. That's right. Yeah. So it's pretty wild. She's a great example of a real medium.
Yeah. She's a good one. We've had some good mediums on the show. Cathy's our medium. Yeah. That's what I say now. Like she's our, like I loved having. We've had a few mediums on the show. Yeah. Like we've had a couple authors and stuff. Sam Balchusis, who wrote the book over there on Sleepy Hollow, another book you can find.
Sam stayed here. Sam wrote about this place in his book.
Right, a lot of all the other ghosts. It's not just the Headless Horseman there, guys. So that was interesting, and Joni was interesting as a medium, and then Amy Belaski, of course, who's probably one of the most popular on social media. But Cathy is our medium because now she's just like I said, man. I can never go to another medium and have them say something. It's like, well, look, dude, you've been watching the podcast, you heard the reading, now you just play. Like I don't know how to trust it, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. So I'm cursed in that respect, guys. I'm a one medium guy. You know?
One medium guy. That's it.
One medium guy. And it's funny, it's like when you talked about like with Andrea Perron from the Conjuring House, who is so connected to spirits and aliens and interdimensional things. Like she doesn't consider herself. She never went down that road.
Yeah. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Here's she somebody who could have a medium at all.
At all. But here's a woman who could have gone down the road of, I am the medium. I know how to talk to spirits. I can do this for you. I can do that for you. And she never did.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's like, I don't need to do that shit. I've already seen it and lived it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
So we haven't even put out this episode, and she wants to come back on and talk interdimensional stuff. So that's probably going to happen way down the line. I know she's going to get better. I fully believe she's going to get better. She's very positive with her diagnosis and how she's handling it. And I mean, she looked, dude. If during the interview, there's no way. If I saw that woman, I watched the interview, and we said nothing about her being sick, I wouldn't never even know.
Never would have known. She's on fire.
Yeah.
It's wild too. And again, guys, this episode drops Tuesday with Andrea Perron, and if you want to see it early, it is available to you for members only. So it's out there. The thing that's wild about it is she is unapologetic about her beliefs and doesn't care, and she says some wild stuff. Now, look, we always come from a place of belief. I certainly, I have no reason to disbelieve. And she delivers it in such a fun way and such a heartfelt way in her belief system that if that makes her crazy and insane, then I don't want to be sane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to. It's just like, that's fine. She's very happy. She's doing it right. She has a great outlook on all things. And yeah, I'd like to get into it because there's I don't know how many other tracks. There's only one thing she's not interested in, and that's cryptids.
And that's
She doesn't care about monsters.
Nope.
Right?
That's it.
She doesn't.
Or New York.
Yeah. Or New York.
Or New York. It's great.
Brian the Mod would have appreciated that. Finally, someone to get, who's not a fan of New York.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's, well, I don't know if Brian doesn't like New York, but I'm saying she doesn't like New York, much like I goof on Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But
yes. She was just a pleasant person too. Like
just a pleasant person and great. But she talked about interdimensional as a thing, and here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, we got to have some follow-ups on this too, because
she has to do her research too, because she even said it. She brought up my documentation about how my documentation with interdimensionals is well known. So she has to be a student of it. You know what I mean? Like, she has to be somebody that actually like pays attention.
I think she calls around too. I'm sure she does and calls around and took a look at things and watched some stuff and see what people say. You know, what I'm curious about, you know, talking about that house, right? She calls it she said it might be a portal, right? Like, why are there so many spirits at the Conjuring House all this time, and it's not all bad, it's something good, and just misunderstood.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off. I love how she doesn't call it the Conjuring House. She calls it the farmhouse. I love that. That is just
so we can call it the farmhouse. I'm calling it the Conjuring House for people who are wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
So when she's talking about this farmhouse as a portal of some kind, well then, I still feel we should burn it down for science, and let's see if a new structure would have the same ghosts.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I wanted to ask her, but we just didn't have time. I wanted to ask her, hey,
we'll have to get her back.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, hey, let's say everything goes south with the farmhouse, and you know Hoss isn't able to get it, and someone else buys it and goes, yeah, you know what? We're raising it. Yeah, we're raising it to the ground. That's it. We're building something new here. You know, I wanted to ask her, would you still think it would be haunted? I think her answer would be yes, just because we did touch on the woods a little bit. Because, guys, the Conjuring House, the farmhouse, is on 200 acres. It's on 200 acres, and there's a lot of woods. So I asked her about
that creepy story with the kids and the thing
and
the drown.
She got into that whole thing with the 10 kids that drowned and like all that. So, because I asked about the woods, I'm like, wait a minute. Everyone's always so focused on the Conjuring House. What about the rest of this property? You know, what's got, and she didn't get into details.
She said she saw God. She found God in the woods.
Yes. She said she found God in the woods. She said that all of her sisters, especially the one that passed away, had experiences in the woods. I mean, that's wild. I want to hit those woods so bad. So bad. I could care less about the farmhouse. I want to sink my teeth into the woods. You know, I think there's secrets in those woods.
Well, look, man, you know, I asked her this straight point blank, you know, is it when you hear her talk about this house, which took her years to process, which is what interests me. It feels a little Stockholm syndrome-y or battered wife syndrome. You know, it's why do you love this so much? It seems like a horrible place to grow up. Yeah. It really seems like a terrible place to grow up. Oh, yeah. Why do you look back on it? But maybe that kind of trauma really does mean something. And maybe she really did figure out as you get older what the spirits are so frustrated about that were haunting her and why. But who am I to judge?
Well, she also said there was a lot of great.
She knows better than this.
She also said there was a lot of good experiences too with the spirits. She said it wasn't all bad. No. You know, it wasn't all bad. And you know, she touched on the Warrens a little bit as well. And you know,
but again, but that's what I'm talking about with battered wife syndrome, dude. Not all bad. It's like, I punched my teeth out, but the flowers are real nice. So it's you know, it's those kind of things are.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. It feels like trauma a lot.
Well, I also think
again, I don't know the woman. I met her one time. She seems like she's got a good head on her shoulders, and she seems like she did a lot of processing through her life. So, who am I to say she's this thing? She's clear. She's happy with it. Yeah. She's doing it. I'm happy to support what she wants to support.
I will say this: seeing her, you don't. If you've never seen her before, you don't think that that's who you're going to see. She is very vibrant and very it's like, wait a minute. You're from that house, like you're what?
Well, you know what's funny? Well, let's look at our other guests, right? Like Joni Mayhan, who we spoke to, the author, you know, she also feels that she's a ghost magnet, with horrible experience. And you can see it in Joni's eyes. Like, you can see Joni is really trying to cope with how to manage spirit being attracted to her and fight it off. And it's taking a toll on her in a way that is very different. And how Joni copes is very different with how Andrea copes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so two wildly different perspectives on these stories. But again,
What
guys,
was the last thing she said she was working on? Something. Do you remember what she said she was working on? She said she was working on something.
she's got
Is it a self-help for people or?
no. Well, Andrea's working. She's releasing she's got a podcast episode coming out. Let me tell you about that's.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
I'll tell you. I know. I wrote it down. And her podcast is called. Give me a moment here, folks. She sent me so many texts, which I love. It's like so great. Give me a moment here because I was trying to figure out the link to it.
Yeah, so
she's on KGRA podcast. It's called The World Awakening, and she was bringing in all the caretakers of the house to do an episode about that. So again, that's on KGRA. Her podcast is called A World Awakening, which she's going to be talking about it. But she believes that her next destiny is to survive this cancer, this brain cancer she has, and help other people fight cancer.
Yes. Yeah.
That is like what she firmly believes is her destiny. She's going to beat this thing, and then she is going to help others who have it.
Yeah.
As you saw in the video I just showed you, that you heard in reverb. But I promise you it's not in reverb when you watch the episode. That was just something that has to do with playback here. I don't know what that deal is, but just deal with it, guys. You can deal with the tech when we're live.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I mean, you got it. You get the gist.
Yeah.
This just in, paranormal news. Conjuring House is up for sale. Go to the GoFundMe link in the Splintered Spirits bio and donate 50 cents. 2 bits. Anything will do. Anything can help. But it's true, man. If help her out. Like, you don't have to give a lot, but it means a lot to this woman, and why not?
Well,
Yes, Karina, there is a link in my bio. I've said it 100 times. In the link tree in our bio, we have a link to Andrea Perron and to the GoFundMe that she wants to get through. You can now watch that episode early if you are a member to Splintered Spirits on both Spotify and YouTube. And I'll say it one more time for you folks. If you start to complain on, hey, why is Spotify cheaper than YouTube? Because you get more on YouTube. We might start doing sub-only chats. You get more stickers. There's more opportunities for live, for accessibility, so that gives you more. And if this starts to progress, we may start doing member-only episodes to give you guys stuff. So, but right now, the membership gives you an advance on these things. And I dropped 3 episodes to start you off.
So you get to see him before everybody else does.
You're going to see him before everybody else. Look, you're not going to see that Steve Parsons episode till November. Unless you sign up now, and you can watch it right now. And that's good. And if you want to learn something about ghost hunting before Halloween comes, well, you just might want to pay a little bit. Give a little money. See it. Yeah. But otherwise, you can wait. But it's there. We're not going to hold anything back from you.
Nope.
What time are you going to get started over there tonight?
Probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
All right.
I want to.
Are you going out
to jump in the shower because I like to shower after I do headstones, especially. A lot of grime flies all over the place. And then, yeah.
What about Netzel? You doing that today or no?
No, not tonight. Not tonight. He's traveling. Okay. Wherever he's traveling, he's got to travel like 3-4 hours. So, it's instead of stressing it out, him trying to get there on time, it's better just to skip it.
John, we got somebody, it's funny, just real quick to ask. He's saying, hey, thank you very much for cleaning the tombstones. This guy's on Insta. But I had a question. Isn't using an abrasive brush damaging to the stone? Thank you.
Yeah. So, it depends on your definition of abrasive. I do not recommend using metal or steel.
Like an abrasive brush is a brush that uses a lot of strong language and words.
Yes. Or exactly. Or a brush that yells at you while you're doing it. I always say
that's an abrasive.
Yeah. You can use nylon or poly-nylon brushes, right? But I always say scrub lightly. You have to scrub lightly because you don't want to wear the stone down more than it already is. Most of these stones are already weathered. So I scrub very, very lightly. I scrub so lightly that sometimes the brush slips and I end up slicing my hand because, I'm not putting force down. So it's just fast movements. But yeah, no, you don't want to scrub it hard at all.
So you got that, Vince Fine Arts on Insta. Get yourself a nylon brush, scrub easy, be gentle, treat it like a lady.
That's it.
Treat it like a lady.
Yeah.
What else? What else you want to tell the good people? This is a good episode. Good hour.
Yeah.
Lot to go through. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got a lot
I
of
think
fun
that's
stuff
about
in
it.
October.
We got we got a lot coming out. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. So definitely,
guys, if you're watching on Santa Paranormal, be sure to jump over to Splintered Spirits and give us a like and a subscribe. We would appreciate you very much. It's been a fun hour today on Thursday, and on Tuesday, the Andrea Perron episode. Unless you want to jump in sooner, you have it. It's free will, guys. Free will. You could do it.
You can do it if you want.
Do it.
It's going to be a great episode. It's going to be a great episode.
All right. Vince, we don't recommend using any spear boxes. That's not what we do with the tombstones. Unless you're trying to say spirit box, which is John uses a variety of them. A variety of apps.
Just today I used Transcend Theory and Ghost Super Original.
Yeah. All right, folks. That is it for today's episode of Splintered Spirits. We thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Our friends.
Yep.
We
appreciate you guys taking the time and watching. And we'll see you next Thursday. Wink.
You hear that groove? You got the groove going? Is the groove in reverb?
No, the groove is not.
No, the groove is working. Groove is playing.
That bass.
Oh, you got it. You know it. You love it. Splintered Spirits. You got it. You know it. You know it. Ghost.
All
right, folks. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching.
Gary, I'll talk to you later.
I'll see you, bud. Be safe tonight. Adios. Well, that's it for another episode of Splintered Spirits. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay curious.